Are you ready for the ultimate Zarpado compilation facts? Subscribe and let's start. A robotic arm is capable of manufacturing complete sneakers in just 3 minutes. It uses an innovative technique that applies fiber in spray form to build the shoe structure layer by layer with impressive precision. The result is lightweight, durable, and comfortable sneakers that rival traditionally manufactured ones. This technology speeds up production, reduces costs, and opens the door to fully customized designs that were previously impossible to produce at scale. A border collie named Bark went viral worldwide for doing parkour alongside his owner through city streets. He not only runs and jumps, but also climbs walls, navigates complex structures, and performs acrobatics with agility that would put many human athletes to shame. His training is the result of months of dedication and an extraordinarily strong bond between the dog and his owner. Bark shows that the intelligence and athletic ability of border collies have virtually no limits when properly channeled. There is a show that combines drones, water jets, and music in perfect synchronization. The drones control the movement of water with millimeter precision, creating aquatic choreographies in real time that change with every musical note. What makes it truly unique is that the audience can participate through a mobile app, choosing effects or patterns that are instantly integrated into the performance. It is an impressive blend of advanced engineering, programming, and interactive art where spectators stop being mere observers. In the world of video games, there's a chair that costs $25,000 and looks like something straight out of a science fiction movie. It is equipped with 3 curved 34-inch screens, high-fidelity surround sound, and an electronically adjustable seat that can adapt to any posture. Its design visually and acoustically isolates the player, creating a bubble of total concentration built with industrial-grade materials. More than a chair, it is a complete command station that turns any gaming session into a fully immersive experience. Vitamin B2, also known as riboflavin, has a property that few people know about. When dissolved in water and exposed to blue light, it emits a visible yellow-green glow. This is due to a phenomenon called fluorescence, in which certain molecules absorb high-energy light and re-emit it at a different wavelength. It is one of the few cases where a completely natural and everyday substance becomes a small visual spectacle simply by changing the type of light shining on it. Chemistry hides wonders that are not always confined to a laboratory. A 7-year-old German boy named Joshua Martin Angeli cannot physically attend school due to his illness. But that has not stopped him from learning or socializing with his classmates. Thanks to technology, an avatar robot with a camera, microphone, and wheels sits in class in his place, allowing him to participate in real time, see his friends, and talk to them from home. This innovation not only keeps his education active, but also supports his social development at one of the most important stages of his life. It is an example of how technology can remove barriers that once seemed impossible to overcome. In 1893, the longest recorded professional boxing match in history took place. Jack Burke and Andy Bowen fought for 7 hours and 19 minutes in New Orleans, completing 110 rounds without either managing to knock the other out. Both ended up so exhausted that the referee declared a draw before total collapse. This extreme bout was so devastating that it led boxing authorities to establish new rules to protect athletes, marking a turning point in the sport's history. Benjamin Franklin invented a completely original musical instrument called the glass harmonica. It consists of a set of glass bowls of different sizes mounted on a rotating axis that produce hypnotic and almost ethereal sounds when touched with wet fingers. Famous figures such as Mozart and Marie Antoinette admired this instrument, valuing its unique tone and expressive ability to convey emotions with great delicacy. The glass harmonica reached its peak in the 18th century and remains a symbol of Franklin's creative ingenuity beyond his scientific contributions. There is a form of digital art that can be described as infinite. When you zoom into the artwork, a drawing appears within the drawing, and if you continue zooming, new images emerge one after another with no apparent end. This technique is based on fractals, mathematical structures that repeat at different scales, and combined with computer-generated illustrations where creativity and technology fully merge. It is like a bottomless visual universe where each level of zoom reveals details that were invisible from afar. This type of art invites us to question the very idea of limits in visual expression. In the Swiss Alps, there's an ice cave inside a glacier that forms a translucent blue tunnel that changes shape every winter. Light filters through the compacted ice and gives it that deep and intense blue tone that leaves visitors speechless. These caves are fragile and ephemeral because the ice is constantly moving and melting, making each visit literally unique with no two ever being the same. It is one of those places that reminds us that nature can create architectures more impressive than any building made by humans. There is a sport called indoor skydiving, where athletes use special suits and controlled airflows to perform aerial choreographies without jumping from an airplane. Participants coordinate their movements as a team with precision that combines athletic skill, strength, endurance, and a huge dose of creativity. The experience is very similar to free flight, with the advantage that everything happens in a completely safe and controlled environment. It is an emerging discipline that attracts both professional skydivers and enthusiasts who want to experience the sensation of weightlessness without risk. A shark-designed jet ski not only speeds across the water, but can also submerge and move beneath the surface like a small submarine. With this fusion of extreme speed and underwater exploration allows users to experience the ocean from two completely different perspectives in a single ride. Its aerodynamic design and maneuverability make it unique in its category and one of the most impressive recreational water vehicles ever created. It is the result of applying aerospace engineering to a water sport. A young Japanese man named Kurado managed to break a Guinness record by spinning a jump rope 8 times in a single jump, which requires an almost superhuman combination of speed, coordination, and physical endurance. It is not simply about jumping, but about synchronizing the body, arms, and rope with millimeter precision during a fraction of a second that most people cannot even visualize. He trained for months refining every technical aspect of the movement until the 8 rotations became consistent. This record shows that a seemingly simple sport can hide extraordinary levels of complexity and demand. Simon Beck is an artist who creates enormous geometric figures by walking on snow with special snowshoes in the French Alps. His works are so large that they can only be fully appreciated from the air, reaching lengths of hundreds of yards. Creating them requires extreme mathematical planning, precision in every step, and notable physical endurance, since walking long distances on compacted snow is truly exhausting. This ephemeral art transforms the white landscape into a giant canvas that disappears with the next snowfall, making impermanence an essential part of the message. Dutch artist Bernard Smilde creates real clouds inside enclosed spaces, such as rooms in historic buildings and museums. Using a combination of smoke, vapor, and water droplets, he controls humidity and lighting with almost scientific precision to bring these formations to life, floating for only a few seconds before dissipating. The result is photographs of absolutely unique beauty, where something as intangible as a cloud seems to find its place inside a high-ceiling hall. His work invites reflection on the ephemeral and how the most genuine beauty can last only an instant. The Japanese tea ceremony, known as chanoyu or chado, is much more than simply preparing a drink. Every gesture, movement, and object follows a strict sequence that turns the act of making tea into a form of active meditation and deep cultural connection. Participants aim to cultivate harmony, respect, and mindfulness in every small detail, from how the bowl is held to how the cleaning cloth is folded. This centuries-old tradition reflects Zen philosophy and the importance Japanese culture places on everyday gestures as a path to inner peace. On the 75th floor of the tallest skyscraper in Thailand, there is a glass platform tilted at 65 degrees that gives a sensation of literally floating above the city. From there, visitors enjoy breathtaking panoramic views with a perspective that directly and viscerally challenges the human survival instinct. This structure combines cutting-edge architecture with adventure tourism and has been designed with all modern safety standards, although your feet never fully believe it. It is an example of how modern engineering can transform the simple act of looking down into an unforgettable experience. On an uninhabited island in the Bahamas, there is a colony of pigs that swim freely in the sea and greet tourists as if they were the natural hosts of the place. These animals have perfectly adapted to marine life, swimming near the shore with surprising ease for everyone who arrives by boat. No one knows exactly how they originally got there, although theories range from sailors leaving them behind to them falling off ships decades ago. What is clear is that these swimming pigs have become one of the most original and photographed attractions in the Caribbean. In Tokyo, there is a man who walks calmly through the streets, accompanied by an African tortoise named Bonchan that weighs around 150 pounds. This giant tortoise attracts the attention of pedestrians and tourists who can hardly believe what they are seeing, since a reptile of that size walking on a city sidewalk is anything but an everyday sight. Bonchan has become a true local celebrity with its own social media following and dozens of people leaving their homes hoping to run into it. Their daily walk has become a small ritual that blends the urban with the completely unexpected. At the Lindt factory in Switzerland, there is the tallest chocolate fountain in the world, standing at about 30 feet with over 25 gallons of real chocolate flowing continuously. It was created to symbolize the Swiss passion for chocolate and to welcome visitors to an interactive museum where they can also join workshops and taste freshly made chocolates. The fountain is not only a visual spectacle, but also an olfactory one, as the aroma of chocolate fills the entire space from the moment you walk in. It is a paradise for sweet lovers that combines art, technology, and gastronomy in one irresistible place. Yukigassen is a Japanese sport that consists of an organized snowball fight with official rules, referees, teams, and internationally recognized tournaments, which participants form two groups and compete to eliminate their opponents by throwing snowballs of regulated size, following rules that ensure safety and competitive balance. What might seem like a simple children's game becomes a discipline that combines strategy, teamwork, and a notable physical condition to withstand the cold and the intensity of the match. This sport has gained popularity in Japan, Finland, and Canada, with annual championships that attract teams from all over the world. Burger King cannot use its name in Australia because when it arrived in the country in the late 1970s, a small local business had already registered that trademark. That is why in that country, the same chain is called Hungry Jack's, a name exclusive to the Australian market that has been recognized and loved by local consumers for decades. It is a curious case of how a legal limitation can end up becoming part of a brand's identity across an entire country. The burgers are exactly the same, but the name on the storefront is completely different from the rest of the world. At Disney Studios, there is a themed restaurant where diners literally sit inside the world of Toy Story. The decoration, proportions, and design of the entire space are created so visitors feel small, surrounded by giant objects and characters from the movie that seem to come to life in every corner. Every detail is carefully crafted to create the illusion of being inside Andy's room. This experience combines dining with cinematic storytelling in a way that goes far beyond simply eating, turning the visit into a memory that children keep for years. Well, now there is a smart teapot that analyzes the user's mood through biometric sensors to prepare the tea that best matches their emotional and physical needs at that moment. Thanks to algorithms that combine data from heart rate, body temperature, and previous usage patterns, the device automatically adjusts the blend of herbs, the water temperature, and the brewing time. It is a fascinating example of how artificial intelligence can be integrated into the most everyday and seemingly simple rituals of daily life. Instead of choosing the tea you want, the tea chooses you. At Christ's Hospital, a historic school in Horsham in West Sussex, England, students still wear a uniform inspired by the one adopted in 1553, more than 470 years ago. The long blue coats, yellow socks, and Tudor-style details make students look as if they stepped out of another era as they walk across campus. For generations, this uniform has barely changed, becoming one of the most recognizable and oldest school symbols in the United Kingdom. It is as if a small part of 16th century England is still alive today. The three-toed sloth is one of the most extreme animals on the planet in terms of energy conservation, capable of sleeping up to 22 hours a day without any apparent problem. It only comes down from trees once a week to relieve itself, using its characteristic slowness as a defense strategy against predators that rely mainly on sight and movement to detect prey. Its extremely slow metabolism allows it to survive in environments with scarce food where other animals simply could not. In nature, speed is not always synonymous with survival. In some regions of China, there is a dish called sodiu that consists of sucking on grilled stones seasoned with a variety of spices and condiments. And the stones are not eaten but release unique flavors when they come into contact with the mouth, creating a multi-sensory experience completely different from any other known food. This traditional method challenges all conventional culinary expectations by using fire, texture, and temperature as its main elements of flavor. It reflects the extraordinary diversity of Chinese cuisine and its ability to find pleasure in the most unexpected and unlikely places. A pen that floats in the air thanks to a magnetic levitation system looks like something straight out of a science fiction movie. It uses carefully calibrated permanent magnets to remain suspended above a base without touching it at any moment, visually defying gravity with no apparent effort. But it is not just an impressive decorative object. It also offers a completely normal, a smooth and precise writing experience. It is the kind of gadget that turns the routine act of writing into something that brings a smile every time. In Texas, a clock is being built designed to operate for 10,000 years completely autonomously. It has no digital screens and no internet connection, functioning entirely in an analog way, empowered by the energy generated by visitors who wind it manually when they come to see it. It is built with materials designed to last millennia and conceived as a symbol of long-term thinking and the legacy we leave to future generations. This project invites reflection on whether we are truly capable of making decisions with people in mind who have not even been born yet. There is a completely transparent and wireless OLED television that, when turned off, looks exactly like a clean glass panel, blending invisibly into any home or commercial environment. When turned on, it displays extraordinarily vivid colors and sharp details, with 4K image quality and high-quality immersive Dolby Atmos sound. This innovation completely redefines what we understand as a television, blurring the line between an electronic device and an architectural element of a space. It shows that the design of the future is not only about functionality, but about disappearing harmoniously when not needed. In Germany, there is a space of about 700 square yards designed to simulate lunar terrain with enough fidelity to train astronauts and test robots before sending them into real space. This artificial moon allows teams to practice maneuvers, experiments, and problem-solving in a controlled environment that replicates the gravity, soil, and temperature conditions of the lunar surface. Thanks to this simulator, teams can identify failures and refine their techniques without the risks and costs of a real mission. It is one of the most ambitious space preparation projects currently in Europe. Lake Retba in Senegal has an intense pink color caused by microorganisms called Dunaliella salina that produce red pigments in response to the extremely high salt concentration in the water. This extreme salinity, which can exceed that of the Dead Sea in some areas, allows people extracting salt to float effortlessly. Beyond its aesthetic value as a unique natural phenomenon, the lake is a fundamental economic and cultural resource for local communities that have relied on its salt for generations. It is a place where extreme biology, geology, and local economy blend in a completely extraordinary way. The cuttlefish, a marine mollusk that inhabits the Indian and Pacific Oceans, is one of the absolute masters of camouflage in all of nature. In fractions of a second, it can change not only the color of its skin, but also its texture and entire visual pattern to perfectly match coral, sand, or rock beneath it. Its skin contains millions of specialized cells called chromatophores that respond directly to the nervous system with a speed and precision that human technology still cannot match. Most astonishingly, it achieves this perfect camouflage even in dark, muddy, or constantly moving environments. Irv Gordon, an American driver, traveled more than 3 million miles with his Volvo P1800, making it the vehicle with the highest mileage driven by a single owner in the entire history of the automobile. He used it every day, not as a collector's item, but as his daily work and life car for decades. He maintained it meticulously using original parts and treated the engine, in his own words, as if it were part of the family. This record is both a tribute to the durability of Swedish engineering and to the almost obsessive dedication of its owner. The latest version of the Atlas robot by Boston Dynamics is fully electric and surpasses human abilities in strength, balance, and agility in a way that is hard not to find unsettling. It can run, jump, spin, get up from the ground from any position, and manipulate heavy objects with a fluidity that many compare to action movie characters. Or it learns from its mistakes through artificial intelligence systems, improving its movements with each failed attempt without direct human intervention. Atlas is likely the most advanced robot in physical mobility that exists right now, and its evolution continues to accelerate. The glass sculptures of Austrian artist Thomas Medicus are anamorphic pieces that completely change their image depending on the angle from which they are viewed. At first glance, they appear to be abstract compositions without defined form, but when rotated or observed from different positions, they reveal detailed images such as animals, landscapes, or human faces that were completely hidden. Each sculpture is built from hundreds of small hand-painted glass pieces with millimeter precision, a process that can take months. Medicus uses this visual effect to reflect on perspective, showing that what we see depends entirely on where we look from. There are augmented reality glasses capable of projecting real-time translations, GPS navigation, information about artworks, and social media updates directly into the user's field of view without ever taking a phone out of a pocket. Advanced sensors and artificial intelligence software integrated into the frame process the environment in real time and deliver contextual information exactly when needed. These glasses transform the experience of walking through a city or visiting a museum into something completely different, adding an invisible layer of information that only the wearer can see. They are the closest device to what science fiction imagined as everyday augmented reality. Smart vertical farms produce up to 3 times more food using half the energy thanks to artificial intelligence systems that constantly monitor and adjust growing conditions. These facilities are built in stacked structures within controlled urban spaces where light, water, temperature, and nutrients are optimized for each specific crop with a precision no human farmer could maintain manually. The method almost eliminates pesticide use, reduces water consumption by 90% compared to traditional agriculture, and allows harvesting year-round regardless of external climate. It is the most promising solution for feeding growing cities without expanding agricultural land. Thus, there are virtual reality gloves equipped with 42 sensors that detect the most subtle finger micromovements and translate them into precise interactions within digital environments. These sensors allow users not only to manipulate virtual objects accurately, but also to feel different textures and levels of resistance, as if digital materials had real weight and surface. This technology is opening new possibilities in simulator-assisted surgery, industrial training in dangerous environments, and motor rehabilitation treatments. Touch was the last sense that virtual reality still needed to conquer. A 99-year-old Canadian swimmer named Betty Brussel broke 3 world swimming records in a single day competing in the near centenarian category. She participated in 3 different events and surpassed previous marks in all of them with an energy and determination that left everyone present astonished. Her secret, according to her, is to stay active, eat well, and never stop smiling regardless of circumstances. With her cap, goggles, and unstoppable attitude, Betty proved that age is largely a mental construct and that human physical limits are far more flexible than we tend to believe. Lazaro Shire, a Swiss-Brazilian diver, broke a world record when he jumped from a platform 58.8 yards high, equivalent to a 20-story building. Upon entering the water, his body reached 75 miles per hour, an impact that required months of physical preparation and specialized technique to absorb without serious consequences. He used a specially designed helmet and had a medical team ready to respond immediately throughout the jump. This achievement was not only an extreme physical feat, but also an exercise in absolute mental control in the face of one of the most instinctive human fears. In Finland, Sweden, Russia, and the Netherlands, there is a sport called hobby horsing that consists of simulating races, jumps, and dressage events while riding a stick with a plush horse head. Although it may seem childish or comical to an outside observer, the competitions are completely serious, with specialized judges, strict rules, rigorous training, and results evaluated with precise technical criteria. Thousands of young people practice it as a form of artistic, physical, and emotional expression, combining elements of gymnastics, dance, and a deep passion for horses. It is a discipline that challenges stereotypes about what can be considered a competitive sport. Robert Bobrowski is a former Romanian basketball player who stands about 7 feet 7 inches tall and who, after retiring from the sport, found a second career as a film actor. His height makes him an absolutely imposing figure on screen, perfect for playing villains, guardians, or any character that requires a physical presence that completely fills the frame. Despite his extraordinary size, those who have met him describe a surprisingly soft voice and completely polite manners. His story shows that talent and the ability to reinvent oneself have nothing to do with shoe size. Anthony Hoyd creates art while riding his bicycle through the city using a GPS tracking app so that his routes form giant drawings on the urban map. When he plans each route with extreme precision, riding dozens of miles through specific streets so the line appears exactly where it needs to be and forms the intended image. Each journey can take hours of intense pedaling along carefully chosen streets based on their direction and length, not convenience. When he shares the final map on social media, the entire city becomes a canvas and his bicycle becomes the brush used to draw portraits, animals, and abstract figures on an urban scale. In South Korea, more strollers are currently sold for dogs than for babies, a fact that reflects a deep demographic and cultural shift in Korean society. The country's extremely low birth rate has led many young couples to adopt pets instead of having children, transferring care, emotional investment, and financial spending to animals. Dog strollers are sold with built-in sunshades, ventilation systems, quality suspension, and premium materials that can cost as much as or more than many baby strollers. This phenomenon is one of the most visible indicators of a new family model emerging in East Asia. The Bagger 293 excavator, built in Germany, is the largest machine in the world in terms of mass. It stands about 315 feet tall, weighs 14,000 tons, and requires a full team of operators working in shifts to function continuously. It has 18 giant buckets mounted on a rotating wheel that excavate earth constantly, and it can move more than 200,000 tons of material per day in open pit mines. From a distance, it looks like a multi-story building moving slowly. On and up close, it is impossible to take in with a single glance. Japan is known for releasing Coca-Cola versions with completely unique flavors, including matcha green tea, peach, sakura cherry, and even salted lemon. These special editions come in bottles decorated with themed designs that change seasonally, and some are only available for a limited time in specific regions of the country. Trying them all has become an informal challenge among tourists and collectors of rare drinks around the world. It is another example of Japan's ability to take something global and transform it into something local, seasonal, and full of cultural identity. At the Torres house in Sicily, a man attempted to walk across a tightrope stretched between two towers at great height for 3 continuous hours of absolute concentration. Every step was calculated with extreme precision, while the Mediterranean wind threatened to break the balance that kept him standing on that steel line. Just a few feet from the finish, after all that time and effort, he lost control and fell, although fortunately he was wearing a safety harness that prevented tragedy. Even though he did not complete the challenge, his feat was applauded by thousands as an extraordinary example of human determination in the face of almost impossible circumstances. Lake Natron in Tanzania looks like something out of a horror movie and a work of beauty at the same time. Its waters are so alkaline that they can literally petrify animals that fall into them, with a pH that can reach levels close to industrial ammonia and temperatures exceeding 140 degrees Fahrenheit. And birds that accidentally land in it can end up hardened like natural statues, preserved by the salt and minerals in the water. Despite these extreme conditions, pink flamingos have adapted and nest along its shores, using the harsh environment itself as protection against predators. In Portugal, there is a pioneering law in Europe that prohibits companies from calling or messaging employees outside working hours. Companies that fail to comply can face financial penalties, making the right to disconnect a real legal protection rather than just a theoretical idea. The measure aims to improve workers' mental health, prevent burnout, and ensure that remote work does not become an endless extension of the workday without recognition or compensation. Portugal has become one of the European references for respecting personal time as a fundamental right. Roos Cook, known as the hardest geezer, is a British man who ran from one end of the African continent to the other, from the southern tip in South Africa to Tunisia in the north, over nearly a full year. Along the way, he crossed tropical jungles, sandy deserts, active conflict zones, and extreme climates that would have stopped almost anyone with a normal attachment to physical comfort. Beyond completing one of the most extraordinary athletic feats in recent history, his main goal was to raise money for charitable causes and show that human determination has no geographic limits. His journey proves that challenges that seem impossible from a couch are simply very difficult when faced directly. Valentina Vasilieva was a Russian woman from the 17th century who holds a record that modern science still struggles to fully explain. She gave birth to 69 children during her lifetime. According to historical records, she had 27 separate births that included multiple sets of twins, triplets, and at least one set of quadruplets, all in a time without any form of modern medicine. Church documents from that era confirm the births, so this is not an urban legend but a historically documented fact. Living through so many pregnancies under those conditions is itself a physiological miracle that scientists continue to study. A young man kayaking off the coast of Chile was literally swallowed by a humpback whale and then spit out seconds later completely unharmed. The entire event was captured on video and went viral around the world within hours because it is something almost no one had ever seen documented before. The whale did not mistake him for food. The incident occurred during a feeding maneuver known as lunge feeding, in which the animal opens its enormous mouth and engulfs everything in front of it. The kayaker came out shaken but safe, in what is probably the closest experience to becoming Pinocchio that any human has ever had in real life. In the municipality of Gampola in Sri Lanka, there's a tower called Ambulawawa that combines religious architecture, extreme vertigo, and panoramic views in a single structure. It stands about 157 feet tall and has a very defined conical shape, with an interior spiral staircase that becomes so narrow near the top that barely enough space remains for a person's feet. The wind blowing strongly from the mountaintop more than 3,000 feet above sea level intensifies the feeling of exposure with every step. Those who reach the top are rewarded with views of jungle, mountains, and distant villages that make the final terrifying stretch completely worth it. In the Bahamas, there is an underwater sculpture called Ocean Atlas that represents a girl carrying the weight of the ocean on her shoulders, clearly referencing the Greek Titan from classical mythology. It stands about 16 feet tall and weighs more than 60 tons, making it the largest underwater sculpture in the world. It was created by artist Jason DeCaires Taylor and serves not only an artistic purpose, but also an ecological one, acting as an artificial reef that provides a surface for corals, sponges, and dozens of marine species to grow. It is both a tribute to the beauty of the ocean and a reminder of our responsibility to protect it. An artificial intelligence system has been trained and clinically validated to detect breast cancer up to 5 years before the first visible signs appear in a conventional mammogram. And the system analyzes medical images with a level of accuracy that in comparative studies has consistently surpassed that of groups of experienced radiologists. It has been tested with tens of thousands of images, and in cases where it detects anomalies, it does so early enough to make the difference between effective early treatment and late intervention. It does not replace doctors, but acts as an extremely informed second opinion with access to millions of prior data points. In Japan, the largest firework ever recorded in the history of pyrotechnics was launched. It weighed 420 kilograms, and when it exploded, it formed a sphere about half a mile in diameter that lit up the night sky with the intensity of multiple suns for several seconds. It was launched using a specialized mortar from the top of a hill, and the sound wave generated by the explosion could be heard miles away. This spectacle was part of a traditional fireworks festival and clearly broke a Guinness record, representing both a technical achievement and an ephemeral work of art on a monumental scale. In El Salvador, the most modern and largest library in all of Latin America was inaugurated, open 24 hours a day without interruption. This futuristic space combines thousands of physical books with virtual reality zones, a cinema, study rooms, cafes, and areas specially designed for children and young people. Autonomous robots organize and classify books continuously, while touch screens distributed throughout the building allow visitors to find any material in seconds without needing assistance. With free internet access and ongoing educational workshops, it has become a true temple of accessible knowledge for everyone. There is a device called Seabin, designed to float in ports and marinas where it sucks up trash, oil, and microplastics from the surface of the water completely autonomously. It runs on solar energy, has a filtration system that captures even spilled oil and tiny debris that are difficult to see with the naked eye, and is emptied manually each day by port staff. Although it is small and discreet, It can collect hundreds of pounds of waste per month, according to data from ports where it is already installed. It is like a silent vacuum cleaner for the ocean, working while everyone sleeps, a necessary step, even if not sufficient to address marine pollution. In Gabon, Africa, scientists discovered something no one expected deep inside a cave system. Crocodiles with bright orange skin, unique in the known world. Their unusual coloration is due to the underground environment, low in natural light and rich in specific minerals that have gradually altered their pigmentation over generations. These reptiles live in near total darkness, feeding on bats and cave crustaceans, and have developed more aggressive behaviors adapted to their extreme ecosystem compared to surface crocodiles. It is a discovery that shows how biodiversity on this planet still holds secrets no one imagined. In London, there is a bridge called the Rolling Bridge that, instead of lifting upward like conventional bridges, curls into itself until it forms an almost perfect circle. It is built with 8 articulated segments that, through a system of hidden hydraulic motors, gradually bend until the bridge disappears from its original position and becomes a compact wheel resting on the edge. Its function is to allow boats to pass through a narrow canal, but its execution also turns it into a piece of kinetic art that attracts architects, designers, and tourists from around the world. Watching it unfold is an experience that combines precision engineering with the beauty of pure movement. New Zealand musician Miguel Stanford trained industrial automotive robots to play real musical instruments and recorded a fully functional music video with them. His production, called Automatic, shows these machines playing drums, piano, bass, and synthesizers with millimeter precision, synchronized in real time with the music. This is not animation or post-production effects, but real mechanical arms executing complex musical movements programmed to follow rhythm with absolute accuracy. It is one of the most striking fusions between art and technology in contemporary music, and the result sounds as good as any human band. An Argentine father passionate about woodworking decided to surprise his daughter by building her a car identical to the one from the Flintstones, using recycled wood, plastic wheels, hand painting, and fabric to simulate stone seats. Although the vehicle does not work with pedals like in the cartoon, it can be easily pushed and is fully functional for a young child's daily play. The car drew attention from neighbors, local media, and social networks due to the level of detail and dedication invested in every part of the design. Beyond the gift itself, this act shows how a father's love can become something no toy store could ever sell. In Barcelona, a theater decided to offer a concert exclusively for plants after months of closure during the pandemic. More than 2,000 potted plants filled the seats while a string quartet performed classical music for over an hour in front of the silent green audience. The idea was not only poetic, but also an exploration of how sound affects plant growth and condition, a field of research with decades of scientific history. At the end, all the plants were donated to healthcare workers as a symbol of gratitude and recognition, turning the concert into an act of both artistic and human generosity. The Hu apple is a variety that grows only in the extreme highlands of Tibet, with such a dark coloration that it appears almost completely black, in the result of intense ultraviolet radiation and extreme high-altitude climate conditions where it is cultivated. Its production is limited due to the difficulty of accessing the region and the specific growing conditions that cannot be replicated elsewhere, which makes each unit cost around $8. It has a strong flavor with a particular balance between sweetness and acidity, and it is believed to have higher antioxidant properties than conventional varieties. It is a fruit that combines geographic rarity, extreme growing conditions, and a price that turns it into a culinary luxury. There is an anti-theft bicycle designed by a group of engineers where the frame itself can be disassembled and turned into its own lock. The wheels, handlebars, and in-seat interlock to form a rigid structure that cannot be moved or used without the owner's code. Some models also include hidden GPS integrated into the frame and sound alarms that activate automatically if unauthorized tampering is detected. In cities where bicycle theft is a common and frustrating problem, this design offers a smart solution by turning the object that can be stolen into the security system itself. Disney has developed a prototype robot that not only moves fluidly, but can look directly into your eyes, follow your gaze in real time, and blink in a completely natural way. It uses eye-tracking sensors and artificial intelligence algorithms to read human behavior and respond with facial expressions that create an uncanny sense of being understood. When the goal is to create more realistic interactions in theme parks where these robots could perform movie characters autonomously, the line between mechanical entertainment and genuine interaction with an entity is becoming increasingly blurred, and Disney seems determined to cross it. The Iberian lynx, one of the most endangered felines on the planet, is no longer at risk of extinction thanks to decades of conservation work coordinated between Spain and Portugal. In 2002, there were only 94 individuals left in the wild, a number that placed the species on the brink of disappearance. Today, there are more than 1,300 individuals living in the wild, and the population continues to grow thanks to captive breeding programs, habitat protection, and rabbit population management, which is its main food source. It is one of the few documented cases in conservation history where a species has fully reversed its path toward extinction in a relatively short period of time. An artist creates works by burning wood using pyrography tools, instruments that heat a metal tip to temperatures high enough to mark the surface permanently and precisely. He uses this technique to create hyper-realistic portraits of animals and human faces that, when viewed from a certain distance, look like sepia photographs. Every line requires absolute concentration because, unlike a pencil or a brush, mistakes cannot be erased or corrected once the wood has been burned. The heat gives each stroke a unique tone and depth that no conventional pigment can replicate, creating works that exist somewhere between drawing and surface sculpture. There is a phenomenon in experimental art where artworks are not destroyed when burned, but instead transformed, revealing a completely different image hidden beneath layers of pigments designed to burn in a controlled sequence. The artist designs the piece in multiple layers where fire acts as the revealer, gradually exposing images that were invisible while the artwork remained intact. Watching a flame uncover what was hidden creates an emotional experience that mixes the tension of destruction with the surprise of discovery. It is art that burns or art that is reborn, depending on how you choose to see it. An advanced humanoid robot can dance, juggle, perform complex acrobatics, and lift objects weighing up to 88 pounds. It has 42 degrees of freedom in its joints, allowing it to imitate human movements with a naturalness that is difficult to distinguish from real in video. It has up to 5 hours of continuous operation without needing to recharge, enough to carry out industrial or assistance tasks effectively. This level of physical capability, combined with advanced autonomous mobility positions, it is one of the most complete humanoid robots currently available outside pure research environments. In St. Barthélemy in the Caribbean, there is an airport whose runway measures only about 2,100 feet and is also sloped, ending right at the edge of a tropical beach. This combination of limited space, incline, and natural surroundings makes landing one of the most technically demanding maneuvers for civil aviation pilots anywhere in the world. Aircraft must descend at very low altitude, passing over a hill, before touching down with very little margin to reduce speed. It is an airport that attracts aviators from all over the world, not only for its technical difficulty, but also for the beauty of its setting. There are edible cups and containers made from seaweed that completely degrade in just a few days after being discarded, and also have a neutral or slightly salty taste that does not interfere with their contents. They are fully waterproof while in use and can hold everything from juices and smoothies to sauces and condiments in fast food settings and large festivals. The idea is to completely eliminate single-use plastic in the context where it is hardest to avoid, offering an alternative that not only does not pollute, but literally disappears on its own. Eating the cup after finishing the drink is perhaps the clearest image of what a truly circular food system could look like. A machine called Brain Bridge is being developed with the goal of performing full brain transplants using robotic arms guided by artificial intelligence with surgical precision at the neuronal scale. The system identifies and maps individual nerve connections, cuts with microscale lasers, and reconnects neurons with an accuracy that surpasses human manual capability by several orders of magnitude. Although it is still years away from clinical application, early prototypes have shown that the technical feasibility of the concept is greater than most neuroscientists expected. At the Technical University of Munich, there is an academic building where students do not walk down stairs between floors, but instead slide down built-in slides integrated into the building's architecture in a fully official and functional way. These slides are safe, fast, and have transformed the atmosphere of academic spaces, which are usually perceived as serious and rigid, into something dynamic and full of energy. The idea behind it is, in Australia, something happens that feels like horror, but is completely real. Spider rain. During floods, thousands of spiders release silk threads into the air to float and escape the water. Using a technique called ballooning, the result is arachnids hanging from trees, poles, and rooftops. For science, it is a fascinating survival mechanism, although for residents, it is a living nightmare. Before the year 1800, left and right shoes were identical, with no difference between them. It was during the 19th century that manufacturers began designing footwear specific to each foot, greatly improving comfort. This change, which today seems completely obvious, was a major step forward in the history of footwear. Maybe this is where the expression of having two left feet comes from. In Nagoro, Japan, a local artist replaced former villagers with life-size dolls. Today, there are more than 350 scarecrows placed across streets, shops, and the local school. Each figure represents someone who moved away or passed on. Walking through Nagoro is an experience between nostalgic and unsettling, where the only faces watching you are made of fabric and stuffing, a place that is both magical and strange. Chess has a number of possible variations that surpass human comprehension. It is estimated that there are 500 million players worldwide, and the number of ways to play the first 10 moves is astronomical. Experts recommend it to improve memory and help fight Alzheimer's disease. What is certain is that no game in history has ever been exactly the same as a previous one. A sea slug can separate its head from its body and regenerate a completely new body from the neck down. Yes, like science fiction, but completely real. It does this to survive when its body is damaged or infected, or taking weeks to complete regeneration. A powerful example of how nature finds solutions no human engineer would have ever imagined. In 1816, there was practically no summer in the Northern Hemisphere. The eruption of the Tambora volcano in Indonesia in 1815 released ash into the atmosphere that blocked sunlight and reduced global temperatures. Crops failed, and there was food shortage in Europe, North America, and Asia. This event went down in history as the year without a summer and changed scientific understanding of climate. Jonathan the tortoise from St. Helena Island is more than 194 years old and is the oldest recorded land animal. He has witnessed centuries, wars, and entire empires while still moving forward slowly with surprising vitality. This veteran reptile reminds us that nature holds secrets science has not fully uncovered. His existence invites reflection on the passage of time. At the Queen's Museum in New York, there is the largest scale model in the world, with more than 895,000 buildings represented. It was built for the World's Fair of 1964. Walking around it feels like wandering through a miniature city where you can get lost admiring every neighborhood and structure. A colossal work that reflects humanity's fascination with recreating the world at scale. The anechoic chamber in Minnesota is the quietest place on Earth, absorbing 99.99% of all sound. When someone enters, they only hear their own body, the heartbeat, blood flow, and even bones moving. An absolute silence becomes so overwhelming that many people cannot last more than a few minutes inside. The Nishiyama Onsen Keiyokan Hotel in Japan was founded in the year 705 and has been managed by the same family for more than 1,300 years, across 52 generations. It features tatami rooms, stone baths, and traditional gardens. Staying there feels like traveling through time without giving up modern comfort. A jewel that has survived empires, wars, and technological revolutions for 13 centuries. Formula One drivers sit in such a reclined position that they are almost lying down. This position is designed to improve aerodynamics and lower the center of gravity, allowing higher cornering speeds. They must withstand extreme G-forces on the neck and body throughout the race, and that is why they train specifically to strengthen neck muscles. They are true endurance athletes disguised as drivers. Lamborghini delivered a vehicle to Pope Francis in the year 2017, a white car with gold details capable of reaching 202 miles per hour. The Pope signed it, blessed it, and donated it to an auction in Monaco, where it was sold for 715,000 euros for humanitarian projects. Not even the most opulent pope in history drove a Lamborghini. Wealth turned into generosity in the most unexpected way. In the Waitomo Caves in New Zealand, the ceiling lights up with blue-green dots that look like a starry sky. What shines are glowworms that emit light to attract prey. Tourists move through the caves by boat in complete silence. It is one of those natural wonders that proves reality can surpass any special effects cinema can create. China tested laser lights projected from bridges onto highways to keep sleepy drivers alert. Flashes of blue, red, and green in different rhythms create visual stimulation that makes it harder to fall asleep. It is a creative and technological solution to one of the most dangerous problems in night driving. The road of the future already has its own built-in light show. The Honduran white bat has completely white fur as soft as plush, a yellow face, and large ears that make it look like a cartoon. The most fascinating thing is that it shelters under large leaves that it folds to create a tent that protects it from rain and predators. This small creature lives in the jungles of Central America. It looks like it came from a fantasy world, not the real jungle. The glass-winged butterfly has completely transparent wings, almost as if they were made of glass, and its size is comparable to a human eyelash. Watching it fly is like a whisper suspended in the air, so light it seems about to disappear. It lives in the tropical forests of Central and South America. The next time you see a butterfly, look closely. You might be looking at a tiny work of art. In the Peruvian Amazon, there is a river that remains almost at boiling point due to geothermal heat from underground. The Mayan Tuyacu creates constant steam, forming a mystical environment in the middle of the jungle. This phenomenon is caused by a combination of volcanic activity and local geographic conditions that make it unique in the world. Hundreds of adventurers travel there to witness this natural rarity that defies expectations. Nikola Tesla had a little-known relationship with pigeons. He cared for injured ones he found on the streets of New York and spent more than $2,000 treating a single pigeon he considered special. This gentle side contrasts with the image of a cold scientist, often associated with the inventor. Sometimes genius comes with the most unexpected and intimate gestures. A group of marine fish protects itself from predators by swimming directly beneath a jellyfish, using its venomous tentacles as a shield. The fish moves calmly while the jellyfish floats without knowing it carries hidden passengers. It is a silent alliance with no agreement, pure survival strategy shaped by evolution. Nature is full of unlikely partnerships that show creativity is not exclusive to humans. Van Gogh, now considered one of the greatest painters of all time, sold only one painting during his lifetime, in the year 1890. His work was not valued while he lived, and he died at 37 years old. Only after his death did the world recognize his genius, and today his paintings reach record prices at global auctions. The movie Titanic by James Cameron had a budget of $200 million, a figure that exceeded the cost of building the real ship at its time, which was about $7,500,000. It won 11 Academy Awards and earned billions at the box office. Titanic is not just a love story, but a milestone in film history for its boundless ambition. The humanoid robot Amaka is so realistic that it is hard not to confuse it with a person. It can frown, smile, show surprise, and move its eyes naturally thanks to synthetic skin and high-precision actuators. It holds fluid conversations using artificial intelligence and responds with gestures that match its words in real time. It was created as a testing platform for the future of human-machine interaction. The Australian skink has a bright blue tongue that it suddenly shows to predators to cause surprise and confusion. But the most adorable thing is watching it eat, moving that funny tongue while its body sways with each bite. Despite its prehistoric appearance, it has such a docile behavior that many people keep it as a pet, an animal that combines defense, function, and completely unexpected charm. Lab-grown meat is already a reality. Scientists can grow real meat from animal cells without raising or sacrificing any animals, producing burgers, nuggets, or steaks with a taste almost identical to conventional meat. It also reduces gas emissions, water use, and disease risk. It is a solution that could radically transform the global food industry. The best of meat without the sad part or the environmental impact. In the Gulf of Alaska, the waters of the Atlantic and the Pacific seem not to mix. From the air, you can clearly see a dividing line between two bodies of water with different colors that appear to reject each other. This is due to differences in density, temperature, salinity, and sediments in each mass. Although over time they do gradually mix, the visual contrast can be so sharp that it looks like a physical barrier drawn by nature itself. In 1998, there was already a phone called iPhone, 9 years before Apple introduced its own. A different company released a device with a touchscreen and internet access that went completely unnoticed. Although it did not achieve the success or fame of its successor, it reminds us that many technological innovations have forgotten predecessors. See, the history of technology is full of ideas ahead of their time. The animatronics at Tokyo Disneyland are so realistic that they look like animated characters brought to life. They do not just replicate appearance, but also gestures, expressions, and movements with breathtaking precision. It is almost dizzying to think that these mechanical figures seem nearly alive before your eyes, moving with a smoothness that defies what you would expect from a machine. They represent decades of engineering applied to entertainment at its highest level. In the year 2019, after the passage of Typhoon Hagibis through Japan, the sky in several cities turned violet for hours. This phenomenon was caused by the scattering of sunlight through an atmosphere filled with moisture and particles left behind by the typhoon. When the specific combination of those conditions with the position of the sun created that unusual filtering of light. The catacombs of Paris hold the remains of more than 6 million Parisians in a labyrinth beneath the streets. The tunnels were originally excavated to extract limestone, but by the end of the 17th century, with cemeteries overflowing bones were moved there. Since the year 1809, they have been open to the public, attracting nearly 550,000 visitors each year. Scientists study the bones to research historical diseases. The iconic sound of the Super Saiyan aura in Dragon Ball has an unexpected origin, the heartbeat of a baby captured by ultrasound. The designer took that recording and processed it with electronic effects to create that sense of energy and power. With a brilliant choice because the sound feels both familiar and powerful at the same time. In Leningrad in the year 1924, a human chess match was played that lasted 5 full hours. Real people acted as pieces on a giant outdoor board, while 2 grandmasters directed each move. The event ended in a draw after hours of concentration and collective effort. It was a spectacle where logic, patience, and coordination were tested in a completely unique way. The actor who voices Winnie the Pooh in English spends time calling hospitalized children using that iconic voice. With that warm and unmistakable tone, he brings moments of joy to young patients going through very difficult times. He collaborates with charitable organizations that work with sick children, leaving a lasting impression on their hearts. A simple gesture with enormous impact that shows the transformative power of a voice. Beer bottles were not always brown. They used to be transparent, which allowed people to see the liquid, but also let ultraviolet light pass through, which altered the flavor, giving it an unpleasant, bitter taste. The solution was to use brown glass, which filters those harmful light frequencies. The next time you open a beer, you will know that the color is not just design or aesthetics, it is science working for better taste. Monoway, Nebraska is a town with a single resident, Elsie Eiler, who is at the same time the mayor, the librarian, and the person in charge of collecting local taxes. When all other residents moved away or passed on, Elsie chose to stay alone and keep her community alive. Her story is an extreme example of love for home. I imagine being the only resident of an entire town and still going to work every day to keep it running. The orchid Anguloa uniflora, known as the cradle flower, has petals shaped in such a way that they resemble a baby wrapped in a soft blanket. It grows naturally in the mountains of South America, and its delicate appearance is not the result of genetic modification. That is exactly how nature designed it. It has become one of the most photographed flowers in the world because of that almost human look it naturally has. The conjoined twins Chang and Eng Bunker, born in Thailand in the 19th century, were the first to achieve worldwide fame. They were joined at the chest and traveled across many countries, performing in shows that fascinated audiences of their time. What is most incredible is that they married 2 different sisters and had their own families with several children each. In Japan, surgical students are trained using origami before they ever touch a scalpel. Folding paper with extreme precision improves manual dexterity, fine coordination, and hand stability, which are essential skills in surgery. Students practice complex shapes for hours until their hands gain the necessary discipline. If you can fold a perfect figure from tissue paper, you can probably suture an artery without shaking. At the Topkapi Museum in Turkey, there is a ceremonial sword measuring 8.9 feet from the 14th century. This enormous weapon was not intended for combat, but as a diplomatic symbol between kings representing power and mutual respect between empires. You imagine an object taller than most people use not to fight, but to seal alliances between great powers. In Bern, Switzerland, many citizens use the Ahr River as a means of transportation in summer. They jump into the water with a waterproof bag carrying their clothes and let the current carry them to their destination. When they arrive, they get out, dry off, and continue their day as if nothing happened. It is a way of moving that combines fun, sustainability, and freshness in a single activity. A group of fans recreated the entire movie Toy Story frame by frame, using stop motion with real toys and fully handmade sets. Every scene was replicated, respecting every line, movement, and gesture of the original characters. The project took several years to complete, and when it was uploaded online, it immediately went viral, gaining millions of views and worldwide admiration. A reddish albino seal with blue eyes is a genetic rarity that makes it different from any other of its species. Its unusual appearance means its own colony does not always accept it, since animal groups tend to distrust what they do not recognize as familiar. It is a reminder that diversity can be a survival challenge even in the animal kingdom. In the Middle Ages, if someone appeared dead in a community and the culprit was not found, the entire village had to pay a collective fine. This law was meant to encourage mutual vigilance among neighbors and ensure social order. The logic was simple: someone had to know something, and if no one spoke, everyone would face the consequences. When igloos can be up to 60 degrees Celsius, warmer than the outside despite being made entirely of snow and ice, the compact structure of snow traps air and acts as a natural insulator, and the body heat of the occupants helps warm the interior. In climates where outside temperatures can be minus 40 degrees Celsius inside an igloo, it can stay between 0 and 15 degrees Celsius. In Istanbul, a turbine is being tested that generates electricity by using the wind created by vehicles moving along roads. Every time a car passes at speed, it produces airflow that spins blades installed along the roadside, converting that energy into electricity for street lighting. It is a brilliant way to take advantage of a resource that is normally wasted. In Europe and Japan, skis with special wheels have been developed to glide over grass, almost perfectly replicating the sensation of snow. They have bearings that allow braking and turning, using techniques identical to alpine skiing, using the same poles and postures. It is practiced at resorts open all year and includes international competitions. It is a sustainable way to enjoy skiing without snow or artificial snowmaking. The smallest snake in the world was discovered on the island of Barbados in the year 2008. The Tetrachilostoma carlei measures only 4 inches and is thinner than a strand of spaghetti, easily mistaken for an earthworm. It is completely blind and prefers hiding rather than facing danger. It was believed extinct until in the year 2025, it was spotted again in Barbados, reappearing as if it had never disappeared. The Ice Hotel in Jukkasjärvi in northern Sweden is rebuilt entirely every winter using ice and snow from the Torne River. Each room is a work of art sculpted by artists from around the world, featuring an ice bar, a church for frozen weddings, and temporary art galleries. Guests sleep on beds covered with reindeer skins. Swimmer Ross Edgley completed the longest continuous swim in the world, 317 miles in open sea over 56 hours without touching land. He faced cold waters, ocean currents, jellyfish, and extreme exhaustion following a routine of liquid nutrition and brief floating rests. He proved that with discipline and mental preparation, what seems unthinkable can be achieved. In France, there is an urban artificial tree that produces clean electricity. It works with micro-turbines hidden in its leaves that spin with even the slightest breeze, converting wind into completely silent electrical energy. Unlike traditional wind turbines, it blends aesthetically into parks and streets without generating noise. It can power streetlights or phone chargers. Sustainable technology that imitates nature with surprising elegance and subtlety. A 20-year-old woman from India developed an artificial intelligence system capable of translating sign language into English in real time using a camera. The system interprets hand movements and instantly converts them into text or speech, eliminating the need for specialized interpreters. It is a major advancement in accessibility and inclusion in educational and work environments. Adidas and Puma were born from a fight between brothers Adolf and Rudolf Dassler, who worked together in a family shoe business in Germany. A heated argument separated them forever. Adolf founded Adidas and Rudolf created Puma. Their factories ended up on opposite sides of the same town. This family rivalry became the driving force of innovation that pushed both brands to outdo each other for decades. Well, pianist Paul Barton travels to elephant sanctuaries in Thailand to play Beethoven and Chopin for blind, injured, or elderly animals. Surprisingly, many elephants remain still and seem to relax, swaying to the rhythm of the music. Barton believes that gentle sounds help calm and emotionally heal these animals that have suffered greatly. Recordings of these encounters have moved millions of people. Music, nature, and empathy blended in the jungle. In Tokyo, there is a relaxation competition where the goal is to reach the highest level of calm without falling asleep. Judges evaluate breathing, heart rate, facial expression, and posture of each participant. To make it more fun, many arrive with extravagant costumes, eye masks, or thermal blankets. The winner is whoever maintains absolute calm the longest. When in a world saturated with stress, consciously relaxing can be a real challenge even in competition. In Veracruz, Mexico, 4 men climb a pole more than 65 feet tall and descend spinning while suspended by ropes, creating the illusion of flying in large circles. A 5th participant plays music at the top throughout the ritual. It is an ancient Totonac ceremony that combines dance, real risk, and perfect synchronization with deep spiritual meaning. The Asian durian can weigh up to 6.6 pounds and falls from very tall trees, becoming a real danger. To harvest it, workers climb with harnesses and place handmade collection bags just as the fruit is about to ripen, so when it falls, it lands inside the bag. It is a meticulous task since the durian has sharp spikes and a very strong smell. Blue Origin carried out the first all-female crewed mission with Flight NS-31. Among the crew was singer Katy Perry, the first pop artist to cross the boundary of space. The flight launched from Texas lasted 10 minutes and 21 seconds and reached 66 miles in altitude, allowing passengers to experience weightlessness. Perry sang during the flight and carried a daisy in honor of her daughter. McDonald's installed in the Netherlands a billboard that releases the aroma of its French fries into the street. The sign emits the smell of freshly made fries to appeal directly to the sense of smell of passers-by, creating instant cravings. The campaign attracted additional customers who entered the restaurant simply because they could not resist the aroma. In advertising that does not enter through the eyes but directly through the nose. The higginbana flower, known in Japan as the flower of hell, is a beautiful red flower that symbolizes death, reincarnation, and farewell. It is poisonous, and in ancient times it was planted in cemeteries to prevent wild animals from digging. It often appears in horror anime to foreshadow the death of a character. The tallest sandcastle in the world was built in Miami, reaching nearly 46 feet high, taller than a 4-story house. It was made using sand and water over weeks of careful work with specialized tools. It was so impressive that it broke the Guinness record in its category, leaving spectators amazed. Imagine standing next to something so massive, made entirely of sand and water. Willard Wiggin creates sculptures that fit inside the eye of a needle, using his own eyelashes as a brush. To create them, he works between the beats of his heart, because even his pulse can ruin days of work. His pieces represent characters and cultural icons in a space smaller than a grain of rice. The oxalis plant has a dispersal system called ballistic explosion. Its mature capsules build internal tension that is suddenly released with the slightest contact, launching seeds with such force that they trigger nearby capsules in a chain reaction. It is an evolutionary adaptation that allows it to colonize new territories efficiently without relying on wind or animals. Uruguayan artist Joaquin Arbiza spent 3 years building a life-size replica of a sports car using only Uruguayan peso coins, glued one by one. While thousands upon thousands of coins form the entire body, giving it a shiny metallic look completely handcrafted. The level of detail is so precise that the car looks real at first glance. He named it the Messi Pagani. In Japan, there are roads that produce musical melodies when cars drive over them at a specific speed. Grooves carved with mathematical precision into the asphalt create notes when tires pass over them. If you go too fast or too slow, the sound becomes distorted, but at the correct speed, you can hear traditional Japanese songs. It was created to encourage safe driving in a creative way, and today it is also a popular tourist attraction, a musical journey on wheels. April 11th, 1954, was identified by an algorithm as the most boring day of the 20th century. On that day, no wars, no major accidents, no notable births or deaths occurred anywhere in the world. A complete historical yawn in the middle of a century full of upheaval, as if the world had taken a brief collective pause. The suspended railway of Wuppertal in Germany has been operating since the year 1901, hanging above the city and gliding through the air between buildings. In 1950, a circus put an elephant on board as a publicity stunt, but the animal panicked and jumped into the river below, surviving with minor injuries. The story remains one of the most unusual events in transport history. The global internet largely travels through underwater cables, stretching for thousands of miles connecting entire continents. These cables are about as thick as a garden hose and are so well protected that they can even withstand shark bites. Each one carries thousands of data signals simultaneously at the speed of light. Without them, there would be no YouTube social media or global digital communication. The longest escalator in the world is located in Hong Kong. It is not a single piece, but a series of connected sections totaling about half a mile in length. It connects the lower parts of the financial district with residential neighborhoods in the hills. Thousands of people use it every day to move up and down steep streets without exhaustion. Riley Horner suffers from anterograde amnesia, a condition in which her memory resets every 2 hours, causing her to forget everything experienced during that time. She depends on written notes, alarms, and reminders from family members to function in daily life. Every morning she believes it is the date of the accident that caused her condition. It is one of the few documented cases with such a precise pattern. In Ohio, every summer some bears come down from forests searching for food. They have started entering houses, opening refrigerators and exploring kitchens as if they were wild chefs on an unexpected visit. Residents are already used to seeing a bear wandering through the yard or peeking through a window. Coexistence is not always easy, but the real issue lies in the lack of resources in their natural habitat. The record for the largest hula hoop was achieved by Getty Kehayova in Las Vegas in the year 2018, with a hoop measuring 17 feet in diameter. Getty grew up in the circus, and her passion for hula hooping led her to train for years to achieve this feat. Imagine spinning something that large without letting it fall, a true spectacle requiring extreme strength, coordination, and balance. The Skydeck skyscraper in Chicago features glass balconies that extend outward more than 1,300 feet above the ground. When you step onto them, you feel as if you are literally walking on air with the city spread beneath you in every direction. The building is made up of 9 structural tubes rising from its base. Roosters crow every morning to mark their territory, just like dogs urinate on corners to do the same. Both behaviors are instinctive and part of their animal communication systems. The rooster crow establishes dominance, warns other males, and attracts females. It is fascinating that 2 very different animals solve the same territorial challenge using completely different yet equally effective strategies. In some cities in Italy, streets are so narrow that traditional ambulances cannot pass. For that reason, many versions were designed similar to small electric cars capable of reaching places no normal vehicle could. Equipped with essential emergency tools, they can stabilize a patient until larger support arrives. This invention has saved many lives in dense historic centers. In the year 2024, China introduced female humanoid robots so realistic that at first glance they look like real people. They have synthetic skin, natural gestures, and smooth movements, and can hold conversations, answer questions, and display basic emotions. They were designed for customer service, tourism, and elderly care. Some were dressed as flight attendants or receptionists, generating both amazement and ethical questions about how human machines should appear. As Stephen Clark carved a pumpkin in just 24.3 seconds, setting an official world record. With sharp tools and perfectly coordinated movements, he transformed an ordinary pumpkin into a spooky Halloween face in less than half a minute. He has carved thousands of pumpkins throughout his career to perfect that incredible speed. His achievement was recognized by Guinness World Records, showing that even everyday tasks can become extraordinary with practice and dedication. The Body tribe of Ethiopia has a vision of physical attractiveness opposite to Western standards. Their men isolate themselves for 6 months to gain as much weight as possible, consuming large amounts of mixtures of blood and cow milk. Each year, they hold a competition to choose the man with the largest belly, and the winner is crowned as a leader of the community. In their culture, body fat represents status, wealth, and social power. If gum gets stuck in your hair, there is no need to cut it. There is a home trick that works. Soak the affected area in Coca-Cola for 5 minutes. The formula of the drink acts on the compounds of the gum, weakening its adhesion without damaging the hair. After soaking, you can remove it with your fingers or a comb without scissors. It is a simple, affordable, and surprisingly effective solution many parents already use in emergencies. Turupe is a town in Sicily, Italy, that from the air has exactly the shape of a human lying down with arms and legs extended. Its streets and buildings form a recognizable head, torso, and limbs in a symmetry that fascinates photographers. It also offers an incredible view of Mount Etna, one of the most active volcanoes in the world, a place that combines history, curious architecture, and volcanic nature in one corner of Sicily. Opal fossils are natural pieces in which the fossilization process transformed the original organism into opal instead of common stone. The result is iridescent, colorful pieces with impossible shines that preserve remains of beings that lived millions of years ago, but with an appearance completely otherworldly. They are small jewels created by nature without human intervention. Domino's Pizza launched an unusual campaign for a fast food chain by fixing potholes in streets across several cities in the United States. And the reason was simple: those potholes were damaging pizzas during delivery, so the company stepped in to make sure its drivers did not have to battle broken roads. Portuguese street artist Odith masters anamorphism, a technique that creates three-dimensional optical illusions on walls and floors. His graffiti seems to jump out of the surface, playing with shadows and perspective to trick the eye. Experiencing his art feels like entering a world where a flat wall transforms into something physically real without anything actually leaving the surface. The movie Avatar by James Cameron revolutionized visual effects, but before CGI, the scenes looked completely different. The actors performed wearing motion capture suits in front of fully green backgrounds. Nothing you see in Pandora physically existed during filming. Everything was added digitally in post-production. Facial expressions were captured with tiny cameras attached in front of the actors' faces. Without special effects, Avatar would simply be theater filmed on a green stage. In Cincinnati, there is a completely extravagant house designed by Terry Brown, filled with unique ornamental details and organic shapes that challenge traditional architecture. It is not just a home, but a livable work of art that plays with the imagination of anyone who sees it. Architecture can also be pure magic when the designer ignores all established rules and follows only creative instinct. The artist group Mouth to Mouth imitates sounds of electronic devices and video games using only voices and everyday objects. When they recreate sounds of old consoles, computers, and classic game effects with surprising accuracy without using conventional instruments. It is a fascinating mix of beatboxing, Foley, and sound creativity at a level few artists have explored. Each performance is a nostalgic journey for those who grew up surrounded by those digital sounds. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, automatic taps controlled by temperature were installed so every beer is poured perfectly instantly. The technology allows thousands of beers to be served in a short time without sacrificing quality. Spectators can enjoy the match without long lines or missing key moments of the game. It is an example of how technology can improve everyday experiences that would otherwise be frustrating. During an amateur soccer match, a dust whirlwind suddenly appeared in the middle of the field and began moving toward the players, lifting dirt and light objects. The game stopped while everyone watched this small natural phenomenon that no one expected. Although it was not dangerous, the moment was so unusual that a spectator recorded it and the video went viral on social media. In the 17th century, there was an automaton doll called Writer that could write complete sentences. It had more than 6,000 moving parts made with incredible precision for its time, and it could be programmed to produce handwriting by moving its hand and pen like a human. It was a mix of engineering and art, a luxury toy that demonstrated the technical brilliance of its era. In Las Palmas de Gran Canaria, there is the largest sand nativity scene in the world. Artists from different countries build it with incredible detail, creating scenes filled with figures and structures that look real. It is not a small nativity scene, like the one seen at home, but a full-scale artistic installation that attracts tourists and art lovers. There is an aerodynamic bicycle capable of reaching 87 miles per hour. Its structure resembles a missile with fully enclosed wheels to reduce wind resistance as much as possible. The cyclist rides almost lying down, controlling everything from inside with precision technology. It has no conventional handlebars or windows. It was created to break records and prove that the human body can compete with motorized machines. And in 2013, a gold sculpture of Lionel Messi left foot was created, weighing about 55 pounds and valued at more than $5 million. It was commissioned by a Japanese jewelry company as a tribute to the Argentine player and his impact on world football. The level of detail is astonishing, with veins, wrinkles, and skin texture perfectly recreated. A foot turned into art, gold, and legend. The movie The Lord of the Rings used massive physical models called bigatures to create locations like Minas Tirith and Rivendell, built by hand with incredible detail. These models, measuring several feet, were filmed with special cameras to simulate real scale. The use of physical miniatures gave texture and realism to scenes that is difficult to achieve with computers alone. Usain Bolt, the fastest man in the world, raced against a mototaxi in Peru during a special exhibition. The race was short but intense, and to the surprise of many, Bolt beat the motorized vehicle. The event was part of a sports promotion campaign and generated a huge reaction from the audience. Seeing a legendary athlete defeat a machine shows his extraordinary physical ability. Midas is a small cat born in the United States with a genetic mutation that gave her 4 functional ears. She does not suffer from hearing or balance problems, and veterinarians confirm that her extra ears are fully operational, helping her detect sounds with greater precision. Her owner shares photos and videos online where thousands of people are amazed by her unique appearance. The artist, known as DPR, can draw 2 different portraits at the same time using both hands. In one of his most viral demonstrations, he drew Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, simultaneously detailing each face with a different hand in perfect synchronization. This talent, combining extreme coordination, art, and practice, has made him a sensation online. A skill that seems impossible until you see it. The Huawei Mate X-T Ultimate design was the first phone with a screen that folds into 3 sections. This futuristic device can go from compact to tablet size in just a couple of movements. Built with highly resistant materials, its hinge-free design stands out for both aesthetics and functionality. It includes advanced cameras, high-performance battery, and 5G technology. Mexican artist Gabriel Daw creates installations using thousands of colored threads stretched with precision. At first glance, they look like rays of light suspended in the air, as if a rainbow had been trapped inside a gallery. Each piece is handmade thread by thread, and the precision creates an optical illusion that changes depending on light and viewing angle. In the Gulf of Alaska, the waters of the Atlantic and the Pacific seem not to mix. From above, you can clearly see a dividing line between 2 bodies of water with different colors. This is due to differences in density, temperature, salinity, and sediments. Although they do mix over time, the visual contrast can appear like a physical barrier. Here in Norway, there is a medieval wooden church from the 11th century known as a stave church that blends Christian elements with details from Viking traditions. Its pointed roofs and dragon carvings resemble Nordic ships, while inside there are traditional Christian altars. This temple has survived for more than 800 years, resisting extreme weather conditions. Panasonic developed a robot that automatically washes hair using jets of water and air. Designed for people with limited mobility or hospitals, it adjusts pressure, temperature, and washing time in a personalized way. It uses sensors to map the user head and two mechanical arms with soft fingers that massage the scalp while applying shampoo. The experience is relaxing, efficient, and fully automated. Lucas the penguin at the San Diego Zoo suffered from pododermatitis, a condition that caused pain when walking. To improve his quality of life, veterinarians and prosthetics specialists designed small custom orthopedic shoes made of soft, moisture-resistant material. Since using them, Lucas has been able to move comfortably, interact with other penguins, and swim again. In Bern, Switzerland, people jump into the Aar River carrying their clothes in waterproof bags and let the current carry them to their destination. When they arrive, they get out, dry off, and continue their day as if nothing happened. It is a form of transport that combines fun, sustainability, and freshness. In India, body art with henna, known as mehendi, is an ancient tradition used in weddings, festivals, and religious rituals. It is applied in intricate designs on hands and feet. It is not only decorative, but is also believed to bring good luck and protect against evil. It also has cooling and soothing properties that help relieve headaches, fever, and stress. Tito Seren is a 100-year-old tennis player from Turkey who continues to compete and has won world championships in his category. He trains regularly, has remarkable mobility, and says tennis keeps him young. Long before many current players were born, Tito was already practicing the sport that keeps him active. His story has traveled around the world as an example of active longevity and love for sport. In Tokyo, there is an unusual competition called the Relaxation Contest. The goal is not speed or thinking fast, but reaching the highest level of calm without falling asleep. Judges evaluate breathing, heart rate, and facial expression. To make it more entertaining, many participants wear extravagant costumes and thermal blankets. In a world full of stress, relaxing consciously can be a real challenge. Strange, absurd, and deeply Japanese at the same time. Olivier Rioux is a Canadian 20-year-old who stands more than 7 feet 7 inches tall and is considered the tallest teenager in the world. His height makes him stand out on the basketball court, where he is seen as a rising talent who will soon compete at the highest college level in the United States. Despite his size, he is agile, strong, and charismatic. There is a sport called fistball, which is similar to volleyball, but players hit the ball with a closed fist instead of an open hand. Teams have 5 players and the field is larger than in volleyball. The ball can bounce once between hits, adding strategy to the game. It originated in Germany centuries ago and has gained popularity in Switzerland, Austria, and Brazil. It requires coordination, strength, and reflexes. In some countries, there are futuristic booths that analyze your health without anyone touching you. They use advanced sensors, artificial intelligence, and thermal cameras to measure temperature, blood pressure, heart rate, and more in seconds. They can even detect signs of fatigue, stress, or dehydration. They are ideal for airports, hospitals, or large events and provide a digital report instantly. Some abandoned phone booths in Japan have been turned into aquariums. These small spaces now contain fish swimming inside, creating an unexpected mix of obsolete technology and living nature. It is a creative and playful way to reuse urban spaces that would otherwise remain unused. Imagine walking down the street and finding a booth full of colorful fish, a completely unexpected second life for an object from the past. In some parts of the world, people hear very loud explosions coming from the sky without any storm aircraft or seismic activity nearby. Known as skyquakes, these sounds can cause vibrations in buildings and be heard for miles. Interestingly, many animals react before humans perceive them, suggesting a special sensitivity. They have been reported in the United States and Colombia, among other countries. The Rubens tube turns sound waves into visible flames. This device has holes where flammable gas escapes. When sound is introduced, pressure waves change the height of the flames, creating visual patterns based on volume and frequency. It is a spectacular way to show that sound is not only heard but can also be seen. Perfect for teaching physics or amazing an audience. In China, a fully indoor theme park was built that has broken 7 Guinness records. It simulates a space station with futuristic attractions, interactive zones, and science fiction shows. The massive roof allows roller coasters, artificial snow areas, and a projected starry sky inside. Everything operates with advanced technology and controlled ambient lighting. You can spend an entire day exploring, regardless of the weather outside. In the year 2024, China introduced female humanoid robots that at first glance look like real people. And they have synthetic skin, natural gestures, smooth movements, and can hold conversations showing basic emotions. They were designed for customer service tourism and elderly care learning and adapting through advanced artificial intelligence. Some were dressed as flight attendants or receptionists, generating both fascination and ethical questions about how human machines should appear. An engineer developed a functional suit inspired by venom that reacts to ferrofluid, a magnetic liquid that changes shape and color when in contact with the body, simulating the movement of the comic symbiote. The project combines science, art, and passion for superheroes. It has been showcased at technology fairs and fascinates both engineers and Marvel fans. Thomas de Inninger is known for creating art from trash, but not just any trash. And he carefully arranges it in 3 dimensions, creating works that look like detailed paintings or sculptures, but are entirely made from waste. It is a brilliant way to give new life to what people normally throw away. His installations have been exhibited in galleries around the world, showing that one person trash can truly become another person art. There is an interactive helmet replica of the Mk-50 from Iron Man that responds to voice commands, opens and closes automatically, and is controlled by an artificial intelligence called Fredia, similar to the films. The level of detail and technology makes it a collector-worthy piece. It blends entertainment with real technology, making any fan feel like Tony Stark. Bounds America is an inflatable structure park that can reach nearly 33 feet in height and more than 23,700 square feet of space for jumping, running, and overcoming obstacles. It is like a giant playground where both adults and children become kids again. It features themed zones that make each visit different and more exciting. Poimo is an inflatable electric bicycle that fits in a backpack and is ready to ride in just 1 minute. Extremely light and compact when deflated, once inflated, it works like a normal bike, perfect for moving quickly through the city. Imagine using public transport, then taking it out in seconds and riding effortlessly to your destination. In Bulgaria, the kukeri dress in traditional costumes, monstrous masks and bells to dance during winter. The ritual aims to scare away evil spirits and attract good luck for the community. It is a mix of theater, folklore, and spiritual protection passed down through generations, an ancestral tradition that gathers hundreds of people each year in a colorful, noisy, and deeply symbolic spectacle. Helga Stencil transforms ordinary clothes into animal figures that she hangs on clotheslines. Using shirts, pants, and towels, she shapes cows, horses, and other creatures, creating a true textile zoo suspended on ropes. Her installations combine humor, creativity, and a sharp observation of everyday life. It is an accessible and surprising form of art that turns the most mundane household items into something completely unexpected. The moth Gorgon macara feeds on the tears of sleeping birds. Its proboscis gently pierces the eyelid of the bird, without waking it, drinking the tear fluid with extreme delicacy. It sounds like something from a horror story, but it is completely real and has been documented by scientists in the Amazon. A disturbing example of how nature can create survival strategies no one would have imagined. The smell of skunks is not just unpleasant, It is one of the most effective defenses in the animal kingdom. Their glands produce sulfur compounds called thiols that can be detected from more than 0.6 miles away. If the spray reaches the eyes, it can cause temporary blindness. This mechanism evolved to avoid direct combat since the odor is so unforgettable that most predators never attempt a second attack. There is a robot that never loses at rock, paper, scissors. Its high-speed cameras detect your hand before you finish the gesture and decide its move in milliseconds. Playing against it is completely pointless because it acts before the human movement is completed. It is a fascinating example of how artificial reflexes already surpass human reaction speed in specific tasks. Walt Disney did not only dream of theme parks, he also wanted to build a real city called Epcot. His vision included monorail transport, home automation, and a central dome that would regulate climate, creating a community where new technologies would be tested. The city was never built exactly as he imagined, but parts of the concept inspired the Epcot Park in Florida. An urban dream that showed how far his visionary ambition went. The blue tarantula has an intense metallic color caused by nanocrystals in its hairs that reflect light. This phenomenon makes it one of the most visually striking spiders in nature. What is curious is that this blue color has no clear survival function, making it an evolutionary mystery scientists still have not fully explained. In Germany, some cities have installed self-sufficient capsules with solar panels to protect homeless people from extreme cold. They are insulated, resistant to wind and rain, and open automatically when they detect movement. They are a technological solution to an urgent human problem. An example of how innovation can serve vulnerable people, combining engineering, renewable energy, and social empathy in one object. Bees have a navigation ability that surpasses many modern systems. They not only see ultraviolet light, but also perceive the polarization of sunlight to determine the position of the sun, even on completely cloudy days. They can also detect Earth electromagnetic fields functioning like a natural GPS. This combination of extraordinary senses allows them to return precisely to their hive from long distances. Cats cannot taste sweetness because they lack the gene that activates that taste receptor. Their palate is designed for meat flavors, which explains their indifference to desserts and sweets. This genetic trait sets them apart from most mammals and is directly linked to their nature as obligate carnivores. A cat that refuses cake is not picky, it is simply following its biology. In several countries, law enforcement agencies have trained eagles to take down drones flying over restricted areas. These powerful predators act as a natural defense against unauthorized technology diving and grabbing devices with their talons. It is a fascinating fusion of ancient tradition and modern technology that has proven surprisingly effective. No one expected a bird of prey to become a guardian of digital airspace. The tule tree in Oaxaca, Mexico, has the widest trunk in the world, measuring more than 131 feet in circumference. It is estimated to be more than 2,000 years old and is a cultural and spiritual symbol for the local community. Its size is so enormous that you need to step back many feet to capture it fully in a photo. A living witness of more than 2 millennia of human history, still growing slowly. Raincoats are often yellow or red because those colors stand out even in heavy rain or dense fog. This choice is not aesthetic but about safety, since bright tones make people visible from a distance, reducing accident risk. Yellow in particular creates strong contrast against the gray environment of rainy days. In Vietnam, police organize traffic strategically to ensure ambulances pass without delay. They coordinate vehicles and traffic lights in real time, clearing the path seconds in advance so emergency vehicles reach their destination quickly. This practice has significantly reduced response times in critical situations. An example of how smart human coordination can be as effective as advanced traffic technology. A sunflower can have between 500 and 2,000 seeds in its head, depending on size and variety. This makes it a natural factory of life and food for many species. Its seeds follow the mathematical pattern of the Fibonacci sequence, allowing maximum packing in limited space. On a flower that unknowingly applies advanced mathematics in its own structure. The chukudu is much more than a simple vehicle in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Made almost entirely of wood and built by hand by local artisans, it can carry up to 1,760 pounds. It is used to transport charcoal fruits, water containers, and sacks of flour across rough terrain where other vehicles cannot go. In a country with limited infrastructure, the chukudu represents mobility, livelihood, and resilience. The Atacama Desert in Chile is one of the driest places on Earth. There are areas where not a single drop of rain has fallen in more than 400 years. This extreme dryness has turned it into a natural laboratory to study life in nearly impossible conditions and has inspired scientists searching for organisms that could survive on Mars. Iceland is a country without a standing army, and its police generally do not carry weapons in everyday situations. This is due to its low crime rate and a deeply rooted culture of peace. It is consistently ranked as one of the safest and most peaceful countries in the world. A nation that shows safety can be built through strong institutions, social trust, and collective well-being. In Morocco, goats have learned to climb argan trees in search of food. This unusual behavior has been observed in several regions and shows how animals can adapt and develop surprising skills to survive in difficult environments. Goats climb branches many feet high, searching for the tree nuts, a spectacle that seems impossible yet happens daily. Dawid Godzek was the first person to ride a bicycle on a moving train, while also performing tricks jumping between wagons. His feat combines extreme bravery, perfect balance, and remarkable precision. Planning something like this requires months of training and a level of focus far beyond conventional sports. The Sun Dung Cave in Vietnam is the largest in the world, and inside it contains a full jungle, underground rivers, and even clouds that form within it. This isolated ecosystem offers a glimpse into a hidden natural world beneath the Earth's surface. It was discovered by a local farmer in 1990 and later fully explored by scientists. This is an animatronic replica of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, so realistic it creates real chills. It was built for the Jurassic War exhibition by Craft Technology, a company specialized in high-end animatronics. A documentary shows the entire process from the hydraulic skeleton to artificial muscles and the ultra-realistic textured skin. The result is a creature that makes you question for a moment whether the Jurassic period truly ended millions of years ago. One of these are the strange trees of Slope Point in the far south of New Zealand. They appear twisted and deformed because the winds in that area are so constant and intense that they permanently shape the vegetation over generations. The trees grow bent exactly in the direction of the wind without exception. The place is almost uninhabited, giving it a desolate and mysterious atmosphere, unlike anywhere else. And if you exceed the speed limit, your fine is calculated based on your income. A millionaire can pay 50,000 euros for speeding, while someone with modest income pays a proportional amount. It is proportional justice where penalties affect all people equally regardless of wealth. This system has produced legendary fines among wealthy drivers. Pando, located in Utah, looks like a forest, but it is actually a single living organism. All the thousands of trees are connected through a shared root system, forming a giant clone. It is one of the oldest and largest living organisms on the planet, with an estimated age of tens of thousands of years. Before being packaged, nails align inside machines using magnets because the head contains more metal than the tip. This process ensures they are correctly oriented for use. It is an invisible trick happening behind the scenes in factories worldwide. A simple yet effective engineering detail few people notice. The only underwater museum in Europe is located in Lanzarote, Spain. It features sculptures and artwork submerged underwater that serve as both a unique visual experience for divers and artificial reefs for marine life. Over time, the sculptures have been covered with coral, becoming habitats for hundreds of species. In Japan, there is an exhibition called The World of Animal Scent, where visitors can smell the scent of the rear parts of different animals. It is a curious and educational experience that connects people with nature in an unusual way. The exhibition aims to show how animals use chemical communication in daily life. Ducks can hold their breath for up to 25 seconds. This allows them to dive and search for food at the bottom of lakes and rivers without frequently surfacing. This ability is vital for survival and developed over millions of years of aquatic evolution. Watching a duck from the shore seems ordinary, but underwater, they perform precise and efficient movements with every dive. Spider silk is stronger than steel, making it the strongest natural material known. In addition to its extraordinary strength, it combines elasticity that no metal can replicate, which makes it almost impossible to break by impact. This unique combination has inspired scientists in the development of new synthetic materials for medical, military, and space applications. Something produced by a tiny animal that still surpasses the best laboratories in the world. The Marinakea Cave on the island of Kauai, Hawaii, is the second longest sea cave in the world, with more than 350 meters in length. Its route includes lava tunnels, stalactites, and small internal waterfalls formed by natural filtration. Access is only possible by sea, which makes the journey even more spectacular. Dogs have one of the most extraordinary senses of smell in the animal kingdom. Their incredible olfactory ability allows them to detect diseases such as cancer or diabetes, and even alert their owners before epileptic attacks or diabetic crises. Some trained dogs can detect these conditions with accuracy that surpasses many conventional medical devices. It is a demonstration of the unique and deep connection between humans and animals. Google Maps allows you to explore the real interior of the International Space Station. You can float virtually from module to module and see exactly how astronauts live in zero gravity, all without leaving your couch. And the tour includes laboratory sleeping quarters and even the windows where you can see Earth. A completely new form of space tourism available to anyone with an internet connection. At the Google headquarters, there is a sphere weighing several tons that floats and rotates smoothly on a base of water. Thanks to a system of hydraulic pressure and almost zero friction, this gigantic globe can be moved with a single hand. It is not just decoration, it symbolizes the global vision and dynamism of the company. Many visitors describe it as hypnotic because of its continuous, silent, and seemingly endless movement. Scarlet Deer Inn is a video game that takes art to another level. Every animation was embroidered by hand on real fabric before being digitized. There are no normal pixels, only thread stitches, and hundreds of hours of handcrafted work turned into interactive graphics. It is a fusion between traditional textile craftsmanship and modern video game technology. The heart of a shrimp is located in its head. In addition, these crustaceans can regenerate lost limbs and have very precise vision thanks to their compound eyes, which allow them to detect movement with great detail. This combination of abilities gives them a huge evolutionary advantage to survive in complex environments and avoid predators. An animal that seems simple at first glance, but hides surprisingly advanced biology. The saiga antelope is one of the strangest animals in the world. Its most distinctive feature is a large, flexible nose similar to a short trunk that helps filter dust from the air and regulate temperature in the extreme climates of Central Asia. Sadly, it is endangered due to illegal hunting. Conservation programs are working to save it. Every year in Italy, teams build boats made entirely of cardboard for a water race. The winner is whoever goes the farthest without sinking, but there is also a prize for the most original design. The result is a mix of chaos, ingenuity, and creativity floating on the water for as long as the boat lasts. An event that shows that with imagination and cardboard, you can build almost anything, even if not for long. When the largest drone show engine recorded by Guinness World Records involved thousands of devices flying in perfect synchronization, forming images and figures in the night sky. The coordination required for that level of precision needs advanced software, months of planning, and perfect atmospheric conditions. What the audience sees looks magical, but behind it, there is engineering and programming of enormous complexity. Digital art drawn in the sky with light. Zarpado is a machine capable of extracting moisture from the air and turning it into drinking water. It can also prepare coffee directly with that water obtained from the atmosphere. Ideal for areas with water scarcity, it combines sustainability and functionality in an innovative way. It transforms a resource we usually ignore, completely water vapor in the air, into something as concrete and necessary as drinking water or a hot beverage in the morning. The hummingbird can see colors that humans cannot. Thanks to a fourth receptor cone in its vision, it detects ultraviolet light, greatly expanding its perception of the world and helping it locate flowers and food with extraordinary precision. Jyoti Amge from India measures only 62.8 centimeters, which makes her the smallest woman in the world according to Guinness World Records. Her condition is due to an extreme form of achondroplasia, a genetic disorder that affects bone growth. Despite physical and medical challenges, she has built a career in international film and television. In the Chinese New Year of 2019, more than 20,000 performers carried out a colossal dragon dance, perfectly synchronized, that traveled kilometers through the streets. Every movement was carefully calculated for months, as if thousands of people shared a single mind. The dragon dance is a symbol of power, good fortune, and prosperity in Chinese culture. The roller coaster King Dakar in New Jersey reaches a height of 139 meters, equivalent to a 40-story building, and accelerates from 0 to 206 kilometers per hour in just 3.5 seconds. After that brutal acceleration, it climbs straight up, drops vertically, and goes through impossible turns. It is the tallest roller coaster in the world. There are hyper-realistic cakes that look like everyday objects, from books to fruits or kitchen sponges, but they are completely edible. The level of detail is so precise that it is hard to believe they are not real when you first see them. They are created with icing and advanced edible painting techniques and have revolutionized the world of artistic baking. Many artists use them for special events, leaving people amazed both literally and figuratively. The electric salt spoon by Kirin uses a mild electric current to enhance the perception of salty flavor in the mouth. This allows reducing sodium consumption by up to 50% without sacrificing taste. It is a useful innovation for those who want to take care of their health without giving up the pleasure of eating well. A technological solution to the problem of salt built directly into an everyday utensil. The voice actors who play Mickey and Minnie Mouse in English got married in real life. A curious fact that connects Disney magic with a real love story that developed completely outside microphones in recording studios. For years, their voices created the most iconic animated couple while they built their own story together. Owls can rotate their heads up to 270 degrees without damage, something impossible for humans. Their cervical vertebrae are adapted to allow that range of motion, and their arteries are arranged in a way that maintains constant blood flow, even during the rotation. This ability allows them to see in almost every direction without moving their body, which is essential for hunting at night without being detected by their prey. Squid use their tentacles to bury themselves in the sand and remain completely hidden from predators and prey. While buried, their bodies change color and texture to blend perfectly with the seabed. This ability allows them to ambush without being detected and strike with precision when prey comes close. They are among the most fascinating masters of camouflage in the entire animal kingdom, capable of becoming almost invisible in seconds. The Iron 2 Smart Ring can translate speech in real time, convert what you say into text, Highlight key points in a conversation and control devices with simple gestures, all integrated into an object that fits on a finger. It is an example of how technology is shrinking until it becomes part of everyday jewelry. Mathematics is the science that studies how sound can form visible geometric patterns by vibrating surfaces at certain frequencies. These patterns, often symmetrical and complex, show the deep connection between vibration and matter. When you apply a specific frequency on fine sand, it organizes itself into shapes that look designed. It is a beautiful and completely scientific way to see sound with your own eyes. In Kerala, a state in southern India, the literacy rate exceeds 96%, surpassing even many developed countries. This result is due to decades of sustained investment in public education and social programs that prioritize universal access to schooling. It is a model that shows how education can completely transform a region, regardless of its natural resources or initial economic wealth. Hooray the Catchpad is a device that offers more than 100 exercises for sports such as tennis and soccer, and is also used in physical rehabilitation. Thanks to touch and proximity sensors, it measures balance, pressure, and impact, helping athletes improve performance and recover from injuries more effectively. It combines sports training with real-time data analysis, allowing continuous and personalized improvement for each athlete. Expiration dates on water bottles actually refer to the plastic container, not the water itself. Pure water does not expire, but plastic can degrade over time and affect the quality of the liquid, releasing unwanted chemical compounds. It is one of those facts that changes the way you read product labels. In some countries, there are already futuristic booths that analyze your health without anyone touching you. They use advanced sensors, artificial intelligence, and thermal cameras to measure temperature, blood pressure, and heart rate in seconds. They can even detect signs of fatigue, stress, or dehydration. They are ideal for airports, hospitals, or massive events. They give you a digital report instantly, bringing medical monitoring closer to something as simple as walking through an automatic door. The Open Sky M02 is a real glider inspired by the aircraft from the film Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind by Studio Ghibli. Its faithful design recreates the aesthetic of the movie, combining nostalgia with modern aeronautical technology. It offers pilots a smooth and controlled flight that recalls the most iconic scenes of the film. Spanish swimmer Mireia Belmonte trained inside a bubble connected to the exhaust of a hydrogen vehicle that only emits water vapor. The experiment showed that hydrogen can produce clean and safe air for enclosed environments. It highlighted commitment to renewable energy and opened doors for innovations in health and sports performance. The artist Saro Ciota creates giant installations of red or black thread that fill entire gallery rooms. They look like webs suspended in space where the viewer becomes visually trapped without touching anything. Art that literally surrounds the visitor, transforming their perception of space and movement. His works create the sensation of being inside something alive, as if the thread were breathing around whoever observes it. When augmented reality rings are an emerging technology that project interactive holograms into the air that the user can manipulate with gestures. They combine motion sensors, connectivity, and optical projection to offer digital experiences without physical screens. You can check messages, change music, or view maps just by moving your hand. It is another step toward a reality where the physical and digital fully merge without visible boundaries. A video from 1927 captures urban life in Berlin before the Second World War. You can see trams moving through busy streets, people with bohemian fashion, and street artists in everyday scenes of a culturally thriving city. It is an invaluable visual record of a golden era in German history. This archive helps better understand the social and artistic context before the conflicts that would dramatically shape the entire 20th century. World Yo-Yo Championship, the best players on the planet perform routines that combine speed, precision, and creativity, Far from the childhood toy, many remember these competitions show impossible tricks and hypnotic patterns that seem to defy physics. There is a smart home garden called Date Garden that uses artificial intelligence to monitor light, water, and growth for up to 40 types of plants. This allows anyone, even without experience, to grow a home garden with optimal results and no complications. It is the democratization of home agriculture made accessible to people who have never touched a plant pot in their life. Mimi Choi is a makeup artist who transforms faces into true optical illusions using only brushes, shadows, and an extraordinary imagination. She can make a face look split into cubes, duplicated, or floating in the air. Each design can take hours, but the result is so striking it looks like digital editing. Everything is done by hand without filters or tricks. What she does with makeup, many could not achieve even with Photoshop. In several countries, many homes are built inside large concrete pipes as an urban housing solution. Each unit includes a bed desk, shelves, and a bathroom. Although they look small from the outside, they are designed with maximum space efficiency. They are affordable, quick to install, and take up very little land. Their goal is to offer a dignified alternative for young people who cannot afford conventional housing in expensive cities. An impressive domino tower was built using more than 100,000 pieces carefully aligned to create a spectacular chain reaction. The preparation took hours of patience and precise planning, and when it finally fell, the pieces cascaded, activating different structures and patterns. These kinds of projects show how physics and art can come together to create fascinating experiences. With time and dedication, even the most meticulous task can produce extraordinary results. Tesla plans to begin mass production of humanoid robots under the name Optimus. These androids aim to perform repetitive, dangerous, or boring tasks that humans currently do. 2 functional prototypes already operate in Tesla factories and can walk, grab objects, and interact with their surroundings. They are equipped with sensors, cameras, and artificial intelligence software similar to that used in self-driving cars. The pianist Paul Barton travels to elephant sanctuaries in Thailand to play Beethoven and Chopin for blind, injured, or elderly animals. Surprisingly, many of them remain still and seem to relax by swaying to the rhythm of the music. Barton believes the soft sounds help calm them and heal them emotionally. His work is not a show, but an act of deep compassion. The giant thumb in the La Défense financial district in Paris stands about 39 feet tall. This sculpture was created by the French artist César Baldacchini, known simply as César. The thumb, fully detailed with fingerprints and realistic texture, symbolizes the strength of manual labor and the human presence in the urban environment. For some it is strange, for others impressive, but no one walks by without looking. A simple finger turned into a monument with a powerful message. There is an aerodynamic bicycle designed to reach speeds of up to 87 miles per hour. Its fully enclosed structure minimizes wind resistance, and the rider lies almost flat, piloting what looks like a land rocket. It has no conventional handlebars or windows, and everything is controlled from inside with precision technology. In 2013, a gold sculpture of Lionel Messi's left foot was created, weighing about 55 pounds and valued at more than $5 million. It was commissioned by a Japanese jewelry company as a tribute to the Argentine footballer. The level of detail is astonishing, with veins, wrinkles, and skin texture perfectly reproduced. In 2024, China introduced female humanoid robots, so realistic they appear human at first glance. When they have synthetic skin, natural gestures, and smooth movements, they can hold conversations, answer questions, and display basic emotions. They were designed for customer service, tourism, and elderly care. Their appearance sparked both amazement and ethical questions about how much a machine should resemble a human being. A group of creators pushed technology to the limit by building a fully functional iPhone measuring 88 inches. This giant device has a touchscreen operating system and a working camera. It can make calls, use apps, and browse the internet like a normal phone. It was built by combining a large format display with adapted hardware inside a casing inspired by the original iPhone design. There is a watch that has no screen. Instead, it projects an interface directly onto your skin, allowing you to see notifications or respond to messages by touching your arm like a touchscreen. It works with motion sensors and projection, letting you interact with floating icons on your own skin. Your body becomes the interface. It is perfect for those who want wearable technology without being tied to physical screens. It is already in advanced testing. Now, the movie Avatar by James Cameron revolutionized visual effects, but if you see the scenes before CGI, they look like they belong to a completely different world. The actors performed in sensor suits in front of green backgrounds, and nothing seen in Pandora existed physically. Everything was added digitally after filming. Facial expressions were captured with tiny cameras placed in front of the actors' faces. In the caves of Waitomo, New Zealand, the ceiling lights up like a starry sky. What shines are not stars, but glowworms that emit a blue-green light to attract prey, creating an impressive bioluminescent display. Tourists move through the caves by boat in complete silence to admire the phenomenon. It is a perfect example of how nature can surpass even the best special effects. A brilliant and completely unique underground wonder. The assistant robot TEI was created in Spain to improve the lives of people with visual impairments or cognitive decline. Equipped with artificial intelligence, it guides users with spoken directions, maps, and sensors that detect obstacles. It also recognizes voices and answers basic questions. Its compact and friendly design is meant to accompany the user like a trusted personal assistant. The personal underwater propulsion device, Jet Submarino, allows you to move underwater like a dolphin. Equipped with powerful motors and intuitive controls, it propels the user through water at high speed in pools, lakes, or open sea. Some models allow diving several feet below the surface and returning in seconds. Ideal for diving enthusiasts or extreme experience seekers, this invention turns swimming into pure underwater adrenaline. And the Lord of the Rings trilogy used giant physical miniatures called bigatures to create settings like Minas Tirith and Rivendell, built by hand with incredible detail. These models, several feet tall, were filmed with special cameras to simulate real scale. The use of physical miniatures added texture and realism that was difficult to achieve with computers alone. Daniel Rawson is an artist who creates interactive mirrors without using glass or reflective materials. He uses pieces of wood brushes or metal discs that move through hidden motors. These objects rotate and tilt to form a real-time reflection of whoever stands in front of the installation. The result is a pixelated but perfectly recognizable image that follows every movement of the viewer. It is as if each artwork had a life of its own. An inventor built a fully functional motorcycle without using conventional wheels. Instead of round tires, he designed an alternative movement system that allows it to move, turn, and brake using unique technology. The motorcycle looks like something from a science fiction movie with a mechanism that stands out for its complexity. And although it is not intended for mass production, the project proves there is still room for innovation in something as classic as two-wheel transportation. There are sculptures that seem to escape from the frame where they are placed, breaking the boundary between static and dynamic. When you look at them, it feels like the movement continues beyond the physical limits of the piece, as if the action was frozen at its peak. They demonstrate how art can make the brain perceive motion using inert materials and technical skill. Kazu Yoshimura, known as King Kazu, continues to compete professionally in football at an age no other player has reached. He trains with discipline, plays in lower leagues, and dreams of staying active until 80 years old. He made his professional debut in 1986, long before many current players were born. Despite the passage of time, his motivation remains completely intact. The so-called skyquakes are loud explosions coming from the sky without any storm aircraft or seismic activity nearby. They can cause vibrations in buildings and be heard for miles. Interestingly, many animals react before humans perceive them, suggesting sensitivities we still do not fully understand. They have been reported in the United States, Colombia, and other countries. Olivier Rioux is a young Canadian, 18 years old, who stands over 7 feet 6 inches tall and is considered the tallest teenager on the planet. His height makes him stand out, especially on the basketball court, where he is seen as a promising talent. Despite his size, he is agile, strong, and charismatic. Many already compare him to great NBA legends. Fistball is like volleyball, but the ball is hit with a closed fist instead of an open hand. Teams have 5 players, and the field is larger than in volleyball. The ball can bounce once between each hit, adding a layer of strategy to the game. It originated in Germany centuries ago and has gained popularity in Switzerland, Austria, and Brazil. The longest escalator system in the world is in Hong Kong. It stretches about 2,600 feet, connecting the lower areas of the financial district with residential neighborhoods in the hills. Thousands of people use it daily to move up and down steep streets without getting exhausted. Besides being functional, it has become a unique tourist experience. Riley Horner suffers from anterograde amnesia, a condition in which her memory completely resets every 2 hours, causing her to forget everything that happened during that period. She relies on written notes, phone alarms, and reminders from her family to live a functional life. Every morning she believes it is the date of the accident that caused her condition. It is one of the few documented cases with such an exact and regular pattern. In the region of Maharashtra, India, there stands a monumental eagle-shaped sculpture that measures 200 feet in length. Built from steel reinforced with concrete, it represents the national bird as a symbol of freedom and strength. Its wingspan exceeds the length of a small soccer field. Visitors can walk along pathways integrated into the structure. Couples in love place padlocks on bridges around the world as a symbol of eternal love, then throw the key into the river. Although it seems like a romantic gesture, it has created real problems. The accumulated weight of thousands of locks can reach several tons, compromising the structure of the bridges. In Paris, 99,208 pounds were removed from the Pont des Arts due to risk of collapse. The first official Minecraft movie starring Jack Black premiered in April 2025. The film combines live action with digital effects in an adventure inspired by the block-based video game universe. With pixelated landscapes, familiar creatures, and a story that mixes humor, exploration, and friendship, it aims to attract both fans and new audiences. It was produced by major studios and had a massive reception in theaters. British swimmer Ross Edgley completed the longest continuous swim in the world, 510 kilometers in open sea, over 56 hours without touching land. He faced cold waters, ocean currents, jellyfish, and extreme physical exhaustion. He designed a routine of liquid nutrition and floating rest periods in the water. His goal was to demonstrate that with discipline and mental preparation, it is possible to achieve what seems unthinkable. Adidas and Puma were born from an irreconcilable conflict between the brothers Adolf and Rudolf Dassler, who worked together in a family shoe business in Germany. Adolf founded Adidas by combining his nickname with his surname, and Rudolf created Puma. Their factories ended up on opposite sides of the same town. And the rivalry between brothers became the driving force of innovation that pushed both brands to outdo each other for decades. The wind tree installed in France produces neither shade nor fruit, but clean electricity. It works with micro-turbines hidden in its leaves that spin with even the slightest breeze, transforming air movement into silent electrical energy. Unlike traditional wind turbines, it blends aesthetically into urban spaces without causing disturbing noise. It can power street lights or phone chargers. The robot Amika is so realistic that you might mistake it for a person. It can frown, smile, express surprise, and move its eyes naturally. It holds fluid conversations using artificial intelligence, responding in real time with gestures that match its words. It was created as a testing platform for the future of human-machine interaction. Its synthetic skin and synchronized movements amaze those who see it for the first time. Some shrimp have a defense mechanism that shoots jets of water under pressure similar to a marine sneeze. They use it to expel sediment or scare away small predators that get too close. It is a fully hydraulic defense system that acts in milliseconds. A tiny animal that has developed a high-pressure response to stay safe in an environment where dangers are constant and come from all directions. Domestic cats sleep between 13 and 16 hours a day, which represents more than 70% of their lives. This behavior comes from their wild ancestors that needed to conserve energy for hunting. Even though domestic cats do not hunt, their biological clock maintains that ancestral pattern. They have deep sleep cycles where they dream, but also periods of light sleep where they remain alert to any sound or movement around them. Jean-Baptiste Chandelier is a paraglider pilot who flies so low that his feet almost touch the ground. He takes advantage of air currents like a surfer of the sky, and his flights look like choreographies that seem impossible for any conventional pilot. His videos have gone viral around the world, leaving viewers amazed by the precision and extreme control required for such dangerous low-level flying. A research center trains sea lions to play video games using their snouts to control a cursor on a screen. This type of training stimulates their intelligence and motor coordination and helps scientists better understand the cognitive abilities of these marine animals. It opens doors for research in animal behavior and neuroscience. They are much smarter than most people imagine and learn to control digital interfaces with truly surprising speed and precision. There is a smart pitcher called Sapura that not only filters water but also cools it. It can lower the temperature by 18 degrees Fahrenheit in just 30 minutes while removing bacteria and heavy metals. It is a compact solution that combines purification and cooling in a single kitchen appliance. An ideal for homes that want clean, fresh water quickly without relying on complex external filters or separate refrigeration. The artist Sipe creates giant murals in natural landscapes such as mountains and hills using biodegradable paint made from charcoal and cassine. His works disappear with rain without harming the environment. From the air, his murals show joined hands, faces, or figures that can only be fully seen from drones or satellites. His project Beyond Walls has traveled across dozens of countries with a message of global connection. Thomas Burns turned a common Alexa device into an animatronic robot with realistic facial expressions and movements. He used servo motors and a robotic structure that simulates blinking mouth gestures and head rotation, synchronized with the voice responses of the virtual assistant. Although it is not a commercial product, it shows how artificial intelligence can evolve toward more natural, personal, and emotionally expressive interfaces. The Estia telescope is designed for everyone and connects directly to a phone. It allows users to identify stars, planets, and constellations without prior knowledge of astronomy. You simply point it, and the app guides you in real time with precise information about each visible celestial object. Its artificial intelligence recognizes astronomical bodies and recommends what to observe based on time and location. The DeFi bottle is an ally for people who need to take medication daily. This smart container reminds the user when it is time for a dose through lights, sounds, and phone notifications. It can even call the phone to alert the user and records whether the medicine was taken on time. It significantly improves treatment adherence in chronic patients. Stephen Clark carved a pumpkin in 24.3 seconds, setting an official Guinness World Record. With sharp tools and perfectly coordinated movements, he transformed a regular pumpkin into a spooky Halloween face in less than half a minute. He has carved thousands of pumpkins throughout his career to reach that speed. Wellington Kalan has gone viral for his incredible control of a soccer ball. With surgical precision, he performs tricks with both feet, balances on unstable objects, and juggles the ball even while blindfolded. His technique is so clean that the ball seems glued to him. And the best part is that he trains in simple places, proving that luxury is not needed to achieve greatness. A common tick can increase its size up to 10 times after feeding on blood. It goes from being almost invisible to becoming a swollen, sticky ball. The before and after is both grotesque and fascinating. This extreme change in volume is possible thanks to highly elastic skin that expands as it absorbs blood. A small parasite with a physical transformation ability that surpasses any animal of comparable size. The skeleton flower is almost transparent and is found in Japan and China. Its name comes from its delicate, translucent appearance that makes it look like a plant skeleton when wet, because rain activates its transparency. In dry conditions, its petals are white like any normal flower. It is a fascinating botanical phenomenon that challenges the typical, colorful image of flowers. Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen. Formula One drivers took part in a Japanese television show where they performed unusual challenges, such as driving with their eyes closed or playing bowling. Activities completely removed from the adrenaline of the racetrack. This appearance humanizes the drivers, showing that beyond being elite competitors, they also have a sense of humor. It was a unique opportunity for fans to see their real personalities outside motorsport. The 2x2 three-dimensional projector does not require glasses to create visual depth. It uses a combination of advanced optics and multi-layer projection to generate images that seem to come out of the screen. The user can move slightly around and still perceive the three-dimensional effect from different angles. Although still in development, this technology promises to revolutionize home cinema video games and educational presentations. The future of immersive content without lenses or additional devices. Meon Magic presented an innovative three-dimensional and 360-degree video that literally immerses the viewer inside Van Gogh's Starry Night. It allows people to experience this masterpiece from within, surrounded by the swirls of color and light that define the painting. A completely new visual experience that transforms how we relate to classical art. The Carled Pillow detects snoring and sleep apnea by automatically adjusting its height to open airways and improve sleep quality. It also connects to an app that tracks sleep and breathing throughout the night. It is health technology integrated directly into the most everyday object in the bedroom, an example of how artificial intelligence can work silently while you sleep to improve overall well-being. On a YouTube channel, there's a fully functional miniature washing machine that cleans doll clothes. It has a metal drum, a real electric motor spins, washes and drains water just like a full-size machine. A project that started out of pure curiosity and became one of the most viewed contents thanks to the hypnotic satisfaction of watching it work. His monster goggles have electrochromic technology that allows them to darken in just 15 seconds without relying on sunlight. When designed especially for snowboarders, they also prevent fogging when temperature changes quickly between a cabin interior and the freezing mountain outdoors. An elegant technological solution to one of the most frustrating problems for winter sports enthusiasts. Manute Bol, known as the tallest and one of the most generous players in NBA history, stood 7 feet 7 inches tall and weighed only 176 pounds. He played for several teams between 1985 and 1995. He is the only player in history with more blocks than points scored. SpongeBob is inspired by the marine sponge Aplycina fistularis, and not a kitchen sponge as many believe. This species lives in the Atlantic and has a tubular and branched shape very different from the synthetic sponges used for cleaning. This choice adds a scientific and realistic touch to a fictional character connecting animation with real marine biodiversity. The Smart Scale includes advanced sensors that, besides measuring weight, can automatically adjust recipes while you cook. It is ideal for preparing coffee or cocktails with professional precision, weighing each ingredient to the exact gram. It turns the kitchen into a precision lab without needing to be a professional chef. A tool that combines gastronomy and technology in a practical and accessible way for anyone who cooks daily at home. Looky glasses feature cameras that record in 2K, translate languages in real time, and use artificial intelligence to learn from your preferences and habits. And they are an example of how technology is being integrated into everyday accessories to make life easier without requiring drastic changes in routine. A technological gem that combines advanced functionality with a design that looks like ordinary glasses. The future worn directly on your face. In Denmark, there's a secret facility that stores at least one copy of every Lego set released since 1958. It is an ever-expanding archive that preserves the complete history of the brand brick by brick, box by box. It works as a private museum where the history of the most famous toy in the world is preserved forever. The Smart Grill Brisky Griller uses artificial intelligence to cook on its own. It automatically adjusts temperature, turns the meat at the exact moment, and sends alerts to your phone when it is ready. It makes preparing a perfect barbecue possible even for those with no cooking experience. A solution that democratizes professional grilling, putting the precision of an experienced chef within reach of anyone who simply wants to eat well without complications. A British workshop modified a classic Porsche from the year 1965, transforming it into a fully electric vehicle. They used the iconic model 356-1 of the most recognized of its era. What makes it special is that they kept the manual transmission a feature almost non-existent in modern electric vehicles. The 36-kilowatt battery pack offers a range of 225 kilometers with a full charge in just 3 hours. Observe the strange behavior of these razorfish filmed in the Red Sea in Egypt by marine researchers. So according to specialists, they adopt this unusual vertical position as a camouflage mechanism, imitating the spines of sea urchins that are common in coral areas. It is a survival strategy developed over millions of years of evolution, making them almost invisible to their natural predators. And this is all. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Zarpado facts.